this is Dr. Paz, and I wanted to create this video to hopefully calm some of the nerves. I've received a few emails regarding our assignments and regarding the cases and the readings, and so I wanted to hopefully kind of answer them all right now and hopefully ease your fears. So I've received a few emails, and I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. This is an accounting and a finance class, and I understand, or however you want to look at it. I consider it accounting, financial statement valuation, but then again, I'm an accountant, right? And I understand that there's a lot of fears around numbers, and there's a fear because you don't feel that you possibly have the background to take this course, or possibly you took an accounting course maybe many moons ago and not currently. So with that said, I completely understand, and I don't want you to be afraid of the numbers. That's why we're accountants, right? We're trying to understand those numbers and make an analysis of it. And I want to tell you that it is okay to feel beaten down or to feel that the numbers are getting the best of you. Realize that that happens to all of us. It took me 38 times to build my dissertation model. So I don't expect you to have to do 38 iterations of your case. Absolutely not. But what I do want to tell you is we've all been there. And I understand that it can be difficult. I understand that you may have to read the chapter more than once to grasp the concepts, or you may have to go back to other resources, which we're going to talk about later on in this video to hopefully help you. But I wanted you to know we've all been there. We've all had it. You know, I thought I was the queen of numbers and statistics. And look, my dissertation chair said, nope, 38 different times. And I was 38 at the time. So I thought that was quite lovely. Not, right? So some of your responsibilities that I want to make sure and give you some tips for success. First, you need to have the fundamentals, a basic understanding, right? So if you did take accounting a while back, then you may have to brush up on your skills. And that may mean you might have to maybe YouTube some basic concepts of the statement of cash flows or the financial statements themselves or other comprehensive income, as we're going to get into. And the tips for success is you can't skim the chapters. They have to be read, and realize that you might have to read them more than once because sometimes it might seem like it's gibberish, which I understand. So you have to seek, if you don't understand something, that's okay. We might need to seek additional resources. It could be tutors, it could be other textbooks, it could be supplemental materials. It could be YouTube. I think YouTube is a fabulous resource. I've used it in my research. If I don't understand a statistical method or if something I forgot, like qualitative analysis, because I'm more of a quantitative person. So there's resources out there. And I know some people have asked me, well, are there step-by-step videos for these cases? Unfortunately not. This is a graduate level class. And this class is requiring you to put what you're reading into use. And that's critical thinking. So only you can determine what you need to know. So if you do need a more fundamental learning, and maybe profit margin ROA is one of those for our cases today, or this week, excuse me, then go ahead and Google that or seek that. There is a glossary in your book. Some of you have asked me, I don't understand the terminology, and I completely understand that. Accounting is full of terminology and acronyms that you're going to get, probably not used to if you don't like accounting. So just go ahead and use the glossary, but realize there are supplemental materials out there. You don't have to use your textbook. This isn't the gospel. The textbook is the resource we're using, but if you need a simpler book or if you need a different resource, feel free to go look for those. So now, in financial statement analysis and valuation, this is the first portion of our course. So our cases this week and next week, because this week we're talking about profitability ratios. Next week we go into risk and debt ratios. So this presumes that you know the financial statements, the balance sheet, the income statement, the statement of cash flows, and you know what they mean when I tell you operating activities, investing activities, financing activities, other comprehensive income. So if you don't know that, then yes, you might have to do a bit more work than you've probably done in any of your other courses, because unfortunately accounting is cumulative, right? And so it keeps building. So this week you're learning about profitability ratios, and then next week we just switch gears to two other different forms of ratios. With ratios, students normally they get hung up on the formulas. That's important, but don't let the number crunching bog you down. Use Excel. We're going to use Excel for your financial statement valuation project. So start learning how to use it. Divide, multiply, divide in Excel. There are tons of YouTube videos out there. I use Lynda, lynda.com a lot. She has a bunch of videos out there that are free. There is a paid subscription. but sometimes you may have to calculate items more than once. And that's fine. We do that in business all the time. Just do your best, but realize that you may need to spend more time in this class than possibly your other classes, and that you may need to use other resources to get you there if you don't have those fundamentals, or if you're not used to spending that amount of time. This is very typical. Accounting and finance courses are usually more rigorous in the sense of the numbers, and there is that stigma that, oh, numbers, I can't do math. So just realize you may need to put in the time. The time that you put in is the result of what you want. So if you know that you have this background and you don't need to worry about that, spectacular, fantastic. Go and put your time to better use, right? But if you don't, just realize that you may have to do that. So now go ahead, give it a whirl. Certainly learn something new. Realize that the difference between failure and success is learning. So just go ahead and try to do your best. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help. And hopefully this has settled your ease and your fears, and now you will hit all those ratios and all that analysis for our 2 cases a little bit with a happier face. Thanks.